Alright, cool. We're back.
Alright, we're on part 2. Alright, so where was I? When you talked about, like, he missed out on a lot of, like, dreamy, you know, like, trippy stuff you can do with dreams, and, like, Spoonie brought this up, too. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I mean, like, I was kind of expecting that, too, like, a little bit more, like, trippy dream stuff, because, you know, dreams are really random and weird. But when I thought about how they set up this world and how the dream technology works and how you go into the dreams and you do all this stuff, like with the architect and stuff, I thought, well, it makes sense that the architect creates a stable world and makes it so it's stable enough to where you can access, like, you can function as a normal human being would function and, like, do all these things that you need to do. And I mean, they had some, like, trippy things, like when the main character, I keep forgetting his name, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
Yeah, shit, me too. And I just I just saw it tonight. Like,
anyway, like, he would, you know, he would lose, like, stabilization in his mind all the time with his unconscious, and, like, you know, a train came in, like, that one time. That was like, that was cool, because I was like, whoa, like a train.
Yeah, it's like, because they were like, where did that come from? And he's like, oops.
Yeah, like, that was really cool. And, like, so when those things, and, like, I'm thinking, like, the architect's trying to keep that together, but his mind, like, will sometimes bring it out, because he's, like, going, his, like, unconscious is, like, going nuts. But yeah, like, if you went the trippy art house route with the dreams and all that stuff, you definitely would have lost out on the action scenes, and which I think we were talking about this before, but I really honestly think that the action scene in the hotel where the guy was fighting
the gravity shifting
fight, like, I thought that was one of the best, like, fight scenes I've seen in a long time, like, on a movie. Like, I was really impressed. Like, it looked really cool. It was like, it was really unique, I thought. And
like, I went to see it with my girlfriend, and she actually, like, laughed at that scene, but not not laughed in a bad way. Like, she was into it, so she was like, oh, cool, like, you know. And I was like, I don't really have that anymore because I've seen so many movies, but I was like, yeah, I'm digging this. This is cool.
Yeah, I was pumped. It was, like, really cool. I was like, this is really awesome. And so that was really cool. And also, we've talked about, like cyberpunk and sci-fi, like, stories before, in terms of, like, Phil K. Dick and, like, all that stuff. How, like, some people, when they do sci-fi, like, because this is a sci-fi story, and even though it's, like, modern time, I mean, they're using a sci-fi technology.
Yeah.
When they do sci-fi stuff, they either focus on the technology or focus on the characters with the technology.
Yeah, which is, like, so the technology would be, like, William Gibson, like, you know, cyberpunk, you know, genre, and then the human aspect would be like Phil K. Dick.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, yeah, more technology, or humans in the relationship with the technology, rather than, like, what the technology is. And personally, I like the human's relationship to technology, because I like the human story of things, because we're all humans and we can relate to human stories no matter what time frame they are. And so, if he would have went trippy, dreamy route, he might have lost. I mean, he might still retain some of the human story, but I think that the human story was really important to keep grounded in reality. And also, Spoonie brought up this point, like, he said you still need to watch Spoonie's review, but he said in his review, like, him and Scarlett were talking about, like, the movie, and they were, like, saying, like, oh, I wish, like, the technology was explained more, like, why are they doing this and this, and I was like, yes, that'd be really cool that, like, you know, they'd explain it, because explanations is good, because it helps you understand. Explanations is good.
Explanations is good. That was awesome. Explanations is good. I want a t-shirt that says that. Sorry.
Explanations is good. Because it helps you, like, it helps you believe the world, and it lets you, like, you know, immerse yourself more in the world because you believe it more. But the movie was already long enough, and if they would have, like, added explanations of the technology, I think they probably would have had to cut other things out. And if they cut out stuff from the character's story, like the main character, like his human story, which I really, like, connected with, like, I thought was really built really well, and you would have lost some of that, and it would have just felt a little bit hollow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, in order to explain the tech, there was so much stuff that you would have to compromise, because I mean, even like, you know, it was kind of, the thing that I liked is that when you think about it, it was really, like, a bunch of stories, because there were kind of, like, 3 main characters ish. There was, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, and then there was Sato, the Japanese man.
Yeah.
And then there was the Fisher, like whatever his first name was, the executive guy.
Yeah, I thought. By the way, I thought that the co-star, that was Fisher, right? Who was like working with Leo. I thought he was awesome in the movie. Like I really liked his character.
Wait, what are we talking about? The guy who was like his sidekick, or
sidekick.
Oh no, I was talking about like the executive guy.
Oh my bad. Like, no, I'm talking about the sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick was really cool.
I thought he was really cool. Yeah. He was a cool dude. But Fisher, no, he's the executive.
Yeah, which I thought his story was pretty well developed too. Cause, and that way it's like a story within a story within a story, because it's about Leo and it's about the Japanese man and it's about the guy, and like, and they're all kind of like resolved, you know what I mean, like ish.
Yeah, and actually, one thing I really appreciated about this movie is that it didn't do like bullshit, like twists. Yeah. There wasn't any like dumbass twists. It was like, you know what I mean, like it was. I mean, the only twist in the movie was like the biggest spoiler ever, like at the end twist, like. I'll just say it because we already put a spoiler in. Big spoiler. Skip like 20 seconds if you don't want to hear this. Is when he, or maybe even a minute, I don't know how long I'll talk about this, is when he says that he did Inception on his wife to get her to kill herself in their limbo.
To get out of the
dream. To get out of limbo. And then she thought she was still in the dream, and so she killed herself in real life. And so that was the twist of the movie. And I thought that was a good twist. Actually, personally, I didn't see that coming. Actually,
yeah, me either.
Like, and I was like, oh, cool. And like other twists where it's like his wife's actually dead. Like in the beginning, like I think Joe or somebody or Bum Reviews did something. There was like, I bet the twist is gonna be like his wife's dead. Like, no, they reviewed that in the first 20 minutes. Like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, it was definitely a good twist because it wasn't something that the whole plot relied upon.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't the end. You know?
That was like his personal story, and so you like understand him more.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
So it wasn't like Bruce Willis is dead. You know?
Like that's like the plot twist. This is like a story. That was like a character. This one was like a character understanding twist, and it was like a reveal, and I like that. I appreciated that more, and that was like the only real like twister thing.
And then I just thought there were a lot of cool concepts in it that, you know, for people who like, you know, write or interested in anything, there were a lot of like unexplored concepts in the movie, not loose ends. You know what I mean? It's always refreshing to see a movie that it has a whole bunch of ideas, and it explains what it's going to do, because it kind of does. It sets you up, like, you know, it explains how it works and how they're going in, and then they do that, and then you know, thanks for
like this movie reminded me a lot of like like movies like Gone in 60 Seconds, or like you know, where they set up a team and they do something. Yeah. Like those are really fun movies to watch, and I think this was like they did it the best they could, and like this was like a really good example of like a movie like that, where, like get a team ready and go do a mission. Like that's actually a pretty basic plot in a blockbuster movie, but they did it really good.
Yeah, this is like top tier. I mean, like god tier, like SS, like Sagat, you know, type of shit. I'll check the time real fast. All right, guys, let's see what we got. We can keep talking for a minute for stuff. But yeah, like what else? I also thought a really interesting idea that they had was the totems. Remember? So in the movie they have these things called totems that they like. It's a personal item to, you know, each individual, and what they do is they like it has to have some meaning or carry, you know, something like that, and you're not supposed to like let anyone else touch it, because that can mess with like the meaning, and you're supposed to be the only one who knows like how it feels and like what it weighs and stuff like that, and you take that with you into the dream. And that's like a sign that you're, well, like whether or not you're still dreaming, like if the properties change, like, oh shit, that's different, like, or something, you know what I mean? And that was really cool, because that's, you know, that's something that they actually use in real life with the lucid dreaming technique. Like,
oh really?
Remember that, like, or I don't know if you read about this, but they do that thing where like they'll say to like before you go to sleep at night, tell yourself something like, keep saying a phrase or something, or like concentrate on something, or have something that you like have right next to you when you go to sleep, and like remember it, or like you know, set a clock or something like that, and remember, like, okay, like just think about it while you go to sleep, and then if you go into the dream, I mean, even waking life addressed that. I mean, with the clock thing, like every time you would look at a clock, you would know it was dreaming, because it was like and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And you know, Leo's was like the top, which is pretty cool, because that kind of contributed to the end. Like, there wasn't a twist, but it was kind of like a
open thing. Like, it was kind of funny because in the theater. Are you stopping it?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it real fast, so we'll be right back. Part 3.